Hey class, here is the video for our math assignment on May 6th. What we're working on today is comparing fractions. So here are the supplies that you need. Your sharp pencil. You do need to have some kind of coloring supplies, whether that is crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever, make sure you have it. You also need the page that says May 6th. It's week 1, day 2 practice page and week 1, day 3 practice page. The last thing that you need is your fraction tiles. So pencil, paper, coloring supplies, fraction tiles, grab those, we'll get started. All right, folks, you should have your supplies, and so we are gonna get started. Talking about comparing fractions today is basically, we're just trying to see which fraction is bigger, which fraction is smaller. So we're gonna start here, and we're just gonna follow the directions together. Compare the fractions using, oh, what are those signs? Let's go through them. Okay, this first sign here looks like that, right there. This sign means greater than. When we read fractions, we always read left to right, just like when we read anything in English. We read from left to right. So we would say, if the answer for this problem was greater than, we would say 2/8 is greater than 4/8, if that was the way that it was supposed to be. This next one is less than. 2/8 is less than 4/8. That's how we read it. Another way that you can think about it, which is a way that I also like, is like an alligator is eating the bigger fraction. Or, so those are our two options, greater than, less than, or you could have equal to, right? Equivalent fractions, which we've worked on. So all we're going to do is follow the directions here. Color the model to represent the fractions shown. So let's do the first one together. 2/8. We need to color this to match 2/8. Grab your coloring supply and do that now. Okay, now 4/8. Grab a different color for 4/8. Make sure that you're being very careful. You don't want to color too much. You don't want to color too little. These are tiny pieces. Okay, here we are. Now, just looking at these two pictures, which one is obviously larger, right? 4/8. But we don't even have to look at the picture, my friends. These two fractions have the same denominator, 8ths and 8ths. Well, are 2/8 or 4/8 going to be larger, right? Of course 4/8 is. So let's draw our symbol. Alligator eats the bigger fraction. And here's how we read it. 2/8 is less than 4/8. Okay, let's do this next one together. Oh, the denominator is not the same, so we can't just do that. We have to grab our colors, let's color it, and then we'll compare. So first I'm coloring 1/3. Then I'm going to color 1/4. I'm also going to get my fraction tiles so I can compare using those. All right, 1/3 and 1/4. Now it's a little bit hard to see, but which of these is a larger piece? 1/3 or 1/4? Looks like 1/3, doesn't it? Let's check using our fraction tiles. 1/3, 1/4. Let's put them next to each other. Yes, 1/3 is bigger. So let's draw our symbol. 1/3 is greater than 1/4. Do you remember how at the beginning of this unit I asked you a question, and the question was, would you rather have 1/2, 1/4, or 1/8 of a cookie? If you said 1/8, you actually chose a smaller piece. It's really tricky because even though the it has a bigger denominator, right? 1/4, this number, 4, is bigger than 3. So we think, oh, this is gonna be a bigger piece. But the bigger the denominator, the smaller the piece. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the piece, because you have to break the whole up into so many smaller pieces. So, friends, you're gonna finish these last 4 problems and pause the video, finish them. And then when you're ready, start the video again and we'll work on the back. All right, let's do the back of this page together. We have the same instructions as the front, except for this time there's no coloring. All we're doing is comparing the fractions using greater than, less than, or equal to. We are going to use our fraction tiles for this first one. So we're comparing 2/6 and 2/8. Grab those and let's stack them up next to each other and compare them. Okay, I'm going to try to hold them so you can see, but here is 2/6 and here is 2/8. Which is greater? 2/6 is greater. Even though the denominator is smaller, it's bigger. So make sure, let's draw that sign. The alligator eats the larger fraction. 2/6 is greater than 2/8. So let's keep thinking about that. What if I had 1/6 and 1/8? 1/6 and 1/8, that's our next problem. We want to say 8's bigger, but remember, if it has a big denominator, that means it's gonna be a small piece. Let's check using our fraction tiles. 1/6 and 1/8. 1/6 is greater. Draw your sign. 1/6 is greater than 1/8. Now, you're gonna do the last 6 problems on this page on your own. I want you to use your fraction tiles to build these and check. Make sure that you're using greater than, less than, or if you find an equivalent fraction, put that equal sign for equals to. All right, you guys are doing great work. Thank you for all your hard work. We'll do a little bit more on comparing fractions tomorrow. So let me know if you have questions. Keep working hard. Go Dolphins.